Sasha, thank you very much. I am singer from Tuva, born in Russia, and it's south part of Siberia, but I'm Austrian because I'm living in Europe, in Vienna, since 1991. I'm already a grandma, and I would like to say a few words about Tuva. Tuva is located, Republic Tuva, is located in south part of Siberia at the very beginning of Yenisei River. It is located on the border to Mongolia. Only 300,000 people are living in Tuva. What is famous in Tuva? Tuva is famous for overtone singing, of course, famous for beautiful nature, for music and instruments and handcraft. My music is already a mixture between very old tradition and very modern. Because I'm living since almost 30 years, I'm living in Austria, in Europe, and I'm representing Tuvan and international modern music all over the world, everywhere. In Europe, in Asia, in America. Traditionally, overtone singing was male art, means represented by men. But at the end of 20th centuries, in the 90s, there is appearing first female groups that have been coming on stage to show their art, how they can sing. Overtone singing, Homey, and one of the most famous is Tva Kızı. It's a 5 Tuvan girls singing and playing on traditional instruments and representing different styles of overtone singing in Tuva. But the band is, of course, a folklore band. It's a traditional music. The albums I published was actually in many different styles: world music, jazz, avant-garde, indie rock, operas, some kind of experimental vocal music, etc. But style of music is like a design. What kind of design you are taking? You're taking ethnic design or some folkloristic or world music, or you take something like a jazz, something like a rock, something like academic, etc. So the style of music maybe is the second question. The first question is what you would like to say through the music. The music I would like to present is about not only history of my home country or about modern life in a very big city and how small woman or small person is surviving in big city. But it is also about nature. Nature that is not only beautiful, but is also innocent. Can be innocent, sometimes can be strong, like today. We have been coming and it was raining very strong, so it can have many different power. But also I would like to talk about, through the music, talk about the problem of modernity, like pollution. Pollution of earth, also pollution, digital pollution in the big cities. How people are going through these problems, how they are fighting to survive, and how nature is healing herself, and how we are helping nature, Mother Nature, to recover. Here is a song from my album called Stepmother City. It's called Lonely Soul. Oh yes, it's true. Thank you. So within 76 albums I published in these 30 years of work, there is some works that have been done very, very first time. So in 1993, I published 2 albums, one called Out of Tuva, with songs about Tuva, about my life, about my childhood. And I published a second album called Lost Rivers, and it was about modernity, about the pain, about the ability of human being to make different sounds. Album Lost Rivers has no words. It's not songs, it's compositions. It is recommended in music high schools in Germany to study about composition for voice. Sometimes people ask me why am I screaming there? But it doesn't mean Lost Rivers album is 45 minutes or 50 minutes. It doesn't mean I'm screaming all 45 minutes. It's just one composition, about 8 minutes I am screaming, and it is about terrifying, about having trouble, or about dried out rivers. Because the album, when we recorded it, was 1992, and it was a perestroika time in Russia. Suddenly, everything changed. Communistic regime was falling down. The whole country didn't know what to do, what is going to happen next. There was, in political, in economics, in daily life of people, a real chaos. It was a dangerous time. But how to sing it out, how to express? So it was really funny, but Out of Two songs was much more easier to record than Lost Rivers, because to express certain things beyond the words was very difficult. And it was my first avant-garde album. I didn't have any experiences before. So the engineer Jost Gebers at Free Music Production in Berlin was telling me, he said, just sing. Sing. Sing it out. You don't have to say the words, just sing it out. Cry it out. Laugh. Laugh it out. Or just improvise. Just through your emotions, go through this. So that's how it was happening. And since then, many albums was published, but this, specifically this album, became in the list of recommended works for students to study, to understand about contemporary music, about modern music, about how the singers are using their voices. After 1993, there was a lot of different experiences, but sooner or later the situation came better in Russia. Albums became also easier, you know. So if in 1993 I was singing Out of Tuva album about life that we lost, a beautiful, simple songs. And in Lost Rivers, I've been singing about the problems or about my own emotions, to see all that. Later on with the albums, I became an open, more different sides of possibilities of music and genre as a song, a composition, and improvisation. Nowadays, of course, I'm from the very first visit to Shanghai in 2003, I discovered daily life in China, and I discovered new music in China too. Since then, for 15 years, I'm coming each year to China to have 1 or 2 concerts. Well, when it's possible more, of course, I make more, but each year I'm coming to China to share my new experiences, to share new songs with audience here in China. With the last project, I have to say we are making, in July, we have been recording the song called Dedication Song. The song is dedicated to Luo Bing Wang. There is a compilation of 40 artists publishing, dedicating their works to this great composer and musicologist. And he is in my work too. I wrote a song called Dedication Song. And I hope this song soon will be at the Star Sing Music in Guangzhou, published in compilation. So I would like to sing it at the end of our meeting. Thank you. To me, it was very interesting discovery to see such person. So in the 50s, composers and musicologists was trying to mix traditional, very traditional ethnic music with classical academic scales. So that was really interesting to discover, and he was one of the pioneers who tried to make arrangements for traditional music. And I also heard about his love story to Sun Mao, and I decided to create this text. And here is a translation of the lyrics I wrote this summer in July. When I'm gone, please don't cry. Let the mountains sing for you. Lighten up with a jingling silence. While you are, I am alive too. A sunrise, follow the sunset. After cold, spring will come again. There, far beyond, I am with you. While you are, I am alive too. My song is alive, is created for you. There is nothing complicated or simple to create for you, to go or remain in every single thing and in your life. When I am gone, please don't cry. Mountains will be singing for you. Thank you very much. So this was a dedication song. I am now licensing. There is at Star Sing Music in Guangzhou will be soon coming out package of songs. It's 11 albums, only songs. It's called The Songs. Sanko Namchilak 60th anniversary. So I hope you remember my name. My name is Sanko Namchilak. Sanko Namchilak. I am born in Tuva. Please, you can see the name, and maybe you can also look up in internet, and maybe one day you will see there will be online sellings or sellings of the album with a translation of all lyrics, all titles into Chinese. So I hope you will enjoy it. I hope there will be a lot to discover for you. There will be an inspiration to understand about a little singer from Tuva, South Siberia. Thank you very much. Until the next meeting, goodbye.